Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, this Yankee offense continues to be on life support, where Yankee players not named Aaron Judge can't buy a hit to save their lives. Yankees dropping 2 out of 3 to the Tampa Bay Rays. And if things couldn't get any worse, more great news. An injury literally out of left field, Andrew Benintendi, now going to be sidelined probably for the rest of the season, at least the rest of the regular season, with a freak Hamate bone break in his wrist. Tomato, Hamate. Weird injury, which is going to require surgery. That's just the fresh news. After taking a freaky swing, we'll get into all that, as well as preview the Twins series. So Gary and Gio make their big return to the Bronx, and also bring a special guest, Sonny Gray. So again, 3 former Yankees who, at least with Gary and Sonny, didn't really have the best exits out of the Bronx here. So again, they come back and they will be facing the Yankees, finding the Yankees coming home from this disastrous road trip. And, of course, I'm going to preview a new little series coming up called Remember When That Guy Was a Yankee. Kind of look back at some Yankees that that were in the uniform for a while and maybe forgot them. They're only here for a cup of coffee. Like, oh, yeah, I remember that guy was a Yankee. So I'll kind of preview all that. But if you want to get that exclusive Remember Whens, I'm going to call them, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. So wherever you're listening to it right now, follow, subscribe. As they say, crush the subscribe button. I want you to crush that subscribe button and get notified when new content comes up throughout the rest of the season. So the Yankees embarking on this disastrous road trip. Again, the West Coast legs of it have been terrible. Splitting 2 against an Oakland team that have no business splitting 2 with, and of course dropping 2 out of 3 against an Angels. And again, the theme of this whole thing is the offense is absolutely putrid. I mean, you had this situation in one of the Oakland games where the Yankees, lost in 11 innings and only managed one actual technical base hit. So 1 base hit in 11 innings, and we've just seen this team shut down by pitches they no business being shut down by. And it's again, this offense is completely dead right now, and this team seems to really be just really buckling now. Losing their large lead actually has gone down to single digits, and now it's been cut in half. And again, it's just looking more and more evident that the Yankees are going to blow this lead in September, which is going to be disastrous, just because the fact how big they are up and how this team seems to be, world beaters back in May and June, and now just pathetic to watch, and just can't even score a run to save their lives. So the first game, again, they're coming back east. So before going back home to the Bronx, flew from LA down to Tampa there. And of course, Tampa always plays the Yankees tough. And last time Tampa came in here, took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. And the Yankees, again, just thanks to that game-winning freaky grand slam by Josh Donaldson, almost got swept. Again, they couldn't even touch the Rays really in that game. Had that one miraculous inning in extra innings there. Other than that, Tampa pretty much shut the Yankees down. And it was pretty much the same case in this series, except the Yankees were able to squeak out that final game just because they scored an entire 2 runs. Wowee. So, but we'll get to that. So the first game again was going to be Jeffrey Springs versus Hamon. Now, before the game, of course, the Yankees, since the offense has been terrible, made the move to call up Oswaldo Peraza from AAA. Again, they promoted Volpe from AA to AAA. And I guess, man, again, since this offense is completely dead right now, I mean, no one's hitting outside of Judge. Figured maybe a big little spark with Peraza. So he finally made the big club. He wouldn't really be a factor in this game. He'll get a pinch hit later on, go 0 for 1. So, wowee there. But really the big moment of this game really had nothing to do with the score. It was in the 3rd inning where, again, as I mentioned before, Benintendi took a swing and kind of winced. He needed to be removed from the game. Now, initially, they had an X-ray after the game and turned out to be negative. So at first, it was just, they figure, all right, maybe we'll just put him on they were going to put him on the 10-day IL list. But then again, further tests revealed that he indeed did break a bone, his Hamate bones, basically the bones that connect the wrist to the hand to the wrist there, and it's going to require surgery. So again, normally we figure something a sensitive, especially for a hitter, a sensitive kind of procedure like that, there's no way he'll be back for the rest of the season. But according to Benintendi himself, he had the same injury as a college freshman, and he feels that there's a good opportunity he might be able to come back by the final week of the season. But you just see what's going on with this team right now, and it's just looking bad. You have the fractured foot from Carpenter supposedly trying to come back by the final week of the season. Of course, Harrison Beta, again the center fielder that they traded with Jordan Montgomery for, with the plantar fasciitis. Again, it's another situation where he swears he'll be back by September, but now you have these outfield pieces that are just not going to be available. And I don't know, man. If Benintendi come back, great. But again, you assume coming back, he's going to have to get strength in that wrist again. I just don't think there's enough time to really come back, get enough strength in the wrist again, and be what he could be. Which again has been terrific since the Yankees brought him over here. But still, it is kind of a blow there. Now, in the short term, they're going to call up Florial again, so they sent him back down, but now he's going right back up to take Benintendi's spot. But again, probably I would be surprised if he does come back. So he probably must kiss Benintendi goodbye for the rest of the season. So, thanks for stopping by for a cup of coffee. But in the game itself, it wasn't until the fourth inning that finally someone scored, and it was the Rays, of course. David Peralta with an RBI hit off of Herman. And Herman in this game wasn't bad at all. He did pitch into the seventh. He went 6 2/3 of an inning, but he was responsible for leaving a runner on when he did exit the game. And unfortunately, Greg Weissart, who the Yankees brought up, again, the AAA closer, who again really hasn't been that impressive, served up a 2-run home run. And in this inning, absolutely atrocious. Both Weissart and Anthony Banda, and the former Blue Jay the Yankees recently picked up, gave up 3 runs apiece, so a 6-run eighth inning overall for the Rays at that point, putting them up 9-0, and that'd be your final score. Again, the game was really overall was close into the seventh, and again, I wouldn't really blame Herman. Again, he pitched enough to win the game. I mean, if he only given up, again, he gave up 1 run on his own. He was responsible for another run, which really was because of Weissart giving up a 2-run home run to Christian Bethancourt. But other than that, really, Herman deserved to win this game. But again, got no offensive support, which again is where this team is right now. And it's got so bad that Boone didn't bother using any of his main guys in this game. Actually, Marwin Gonzalez, yes, the utility every position player. Well, I guess he stuck up to that. Took up to that title. Actually, threw an inning in this game, just to save the bullpen. But again, this was a 9-0 blowout. And Yankees couldn't do anything against Jeffrey Spring. He pitched into the sixth, and then the Rays bullpen was able to shut the Yankees down, and the Yankees were blanked in this game 9-0. And as mentioned earlier, Peraza did get a pinch hit opportunity, but did nothing with it. So just a miserable way to start off this 3-game series against the Rays, dropping it 9-0. And again, the bad news of losing Benintendi, probably for a good chance for the rest of the season. So a double whammy there for the Yankees. Which then brought the Yankees to the second game, which is going to be, Corey Kluber versus Clark Schmidt. And this right from the beginning, the Yankees are at a disadvantage here. Now, for Kluber, this is like the 4th time the Yankees face him this season. You would think they would picked up on something already, but all his other games, I know he didn't win the 3rd game, but Kluber, for the most part, has gotten the better of the Yankees. Again, the Yankees kind of had Kluber last season. Kind of decided to not re-sign him, which you kind of understood because he was hurt for the majority of the second half of the season. Of course, goes to the Rays, and of course now he's a world beater. Of course, you knew that was going to happen, and I mentioned that was going to happen way back in the start of the season. But again, when the guy's hurt like that, I don't blame him for not re-signing. But nevertheless, for the Yankees, Kluber actually just completely shut the Yankees down. He breezed through 7 innings, only surrendered 2 hits, and again, never in a situation where Kluber was any sort of threatened, or I don't even think he broke a sweat in this game. Walked none, struck out 4. And Clark Schmidt actually held his own. He wasn't terrible. He was responsible for 2 runs. It was a Yandy Diaz with a single that scored Siri and Mahir, put them up 2-0 in that game in the 3rd inning. And of course, you can't expect the Yankees to score more than 2 runs, so you knew they were going to lose the game. But of course, little glimmer of hope there by the only play was worth watching really lately for the Yankees, and that's Aaron Judge in the 9th inning off it. Jason Adams hit a home run to, I'll say center, almost right center field there. Nice line shot. So gave the visiting Yankee fans, who again the Yankees are pretty much more Yankee fans in that crowd than Tampa fans, gave them at least something to cheer for. Cut the lead to 2-1 there, but again you can't expect the Yankees to score more than 1 run, and of course they fall 2-1. Again, another situation where Yankee pitching was fine, did its job for the most part. Again, Clark Schmidt pitching to the 5th, kind of a spot start situation. Did his job there, only gave up 2 runs. You can't ask for anything more than that. But of course, the Yankees couldn't touch Kluber at all. I mean, the swing and missing a big time in those pitches. Now, Oswaldo Peraza was able to start the game, and he did turn a nice double play there, but go 0 for 3. And again, he's still in search of his first career hit. So, all the hoopla over, bring up Peraza, bring up Peraza, bring up Peraza. Well, so far, we haven't seen much from him, but we'll see if that, if he could turn that around. But but the more worrisome part that now the Yankees dropped the first 2 games of this series, and now like every other series with the Yankees, just desperate to not get swept, which they managed to do in the 3rd game there. But again, nothing to feel good about this series, and nothing to feel good about this road trip, and really nothing to feel good about this second half of the season. So the 3rd game, it was going to be Frankie Montas versus Sean Armstrong. Now, Montas' last start in Anaheim wasn't good at all. Gave up 3 home runs. Now, overall, only surrendered 4 runs total. So you would think, you only give up 4 runs. Maybe the Yankees at least score a couple runs for him, keep the game close there. But, of course, the Yankee offense did nothing in that game. And Montas took the loss. This time, Montas, though, around had a much better start. But before we get into Montas, the man of the hour again, Judge, who hit his 52nd home run the night before. First pitch of the game off of Armstrong. Hits a bomb, absolute bomb to left field. Almost hits the roof. They actually measured it at 450 feet. So a real jolt to start this game for the Yankees. And just to look at the Yankee lineup, just to show how bad things and how depleted they are and with all the injuries and everything. Actually, Oswaldo Cabrera, who's been up here for the Yankees for a couple of weeks, actually I had him hit in 3rd, which, you understand he's a switch hitter and figure, all right, maybe he's mature, he can handle that. But this goes to show how bad this Yankee offense is, where you need to have Oswaldo Cabrera, who you just called up, from the minors a couple of weeks ago, to now be a number 3 hitter there. So this shows the Yankees are in a bad state of mind there. Now, little sparks in the 2nd inning, not offensively, but Josh Donaldson up against Armstrong. Now, Donaldson was ahead of the count 3-0, and on the 4th pitch, Armstrong went high and tight, gave Donaldson a little chin music, which caused both benches to clear out there. Now, you might, as we all know with Donaldson, we've seen the situation amongst other teams, this whole season. Very chirpy. You see him getting into face some other pitches and other players like that. He just kind of seems to be that guy that rubs people the wrong way. And again, remember, it was Donaldson that hit that game-winning grand slam the last time the Rays visited the Yankees. So, I don't know, was some trash talking? Was it this or that? Who knows? But again, you can make the case that, look, hey, this pitcher was up. The pitcher was behind 3-0 on Donaldson, so maybe he just didn't have his control, and the 4th pitch really didn't have his control. So who knows what the situation there, or maybe he just fell behind Donaldson. He forgot, since I'm going to walk this guy anyway, let me just buzz one right near his chin there. So the bench is clear, nothing bad happened. But again, this Donaldson and someone else yet again getting into it. And in the 5th inning, a little bit more fireworks, this time from Aaron Boone. So Montas still pitching there in his 5th inning of work. There was a swing there, and the bat hit Higgy's glove, and the umpire called catcher's interference and awarded the Rays hitter first base. Boone didn't like the call. He came and argued. He was tossed, and this was actually the Yankees' 12th time they've been called for catcher's interference, which actually leads the entire majors. And a lot of it has to do with the way the Yankees frame pitches now, with both Higgy and Trevino trying to snap the glove up there at the right time to try to steal some strikes. So they feel that might be part of it, which, again, the Yankees have been getting the benefit of some calls like that with Higgy and Trevino. So maybe it has something to do with it. But nevertheless, Boone kicked out of this game. So it stayed 1-0 until the 7th inning. Now, Judge let off the 7th with a double. DJ will move him over on a sac fly, and then Cabrera hitting him in that number 3 hole paid off of Boone with a sacrifice fly, put the Yankees up at that point 2-0. And then it came down at the 9th where the Yankees almost blew this one. So again, that's why you don't really feel good about this win at all. Now, Clay Holmes, as you know, he's been out for a while with the back spasms, came back in for the Angels series, and then the 2 appearances he had was pretty good. Kind of looked like his old self again. So you figure maybe you can feel confident again at him closing games. This game would not make you feel confident. So David Peralta in the 9th led off with a double, moved 3rd on a sac fly, so he had a runner on 3rd with 1 out. Now Mahir up, he would get a single, an RBI single to score Peralta, so cut the lead to 2-1 there with 1 out. Aranda would double after that, put runners on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, and with Yandy Diaz up, a single at this point would have scored both runs, and the Yankees would have lost this game in a walk-off fashion, 3-2. So again, got really dicey until the end. And Yandy Diaz, again, a good hitter, has hurt the Yankees a bunch of times this season. But Clay Holmes was able to get one of those low snap strikes, called 3rd strike there, and the Yankees were barely able to hold on to win this game. And for Holmes, his 18th save, but again, he had to work for it again, and almost blew this lead, almost blew the 2-0 lead there. So yeah, great, you hold on to win there, but don't feel good about this win. Don't feel good about this series. And again, just don't feel good about this team right now. But Montas, again, good news you take away from there. Bounce back from his previous bad start, and just gave the Yankees 5 shutout innings, no walks, just surrendered one hit with 7 strikeouts. Not sure why he couldn't go a little deeper into this game, but I guess take him out with a lead and with a good performance, and let him leave with a good frame of mind there. But probably could have been a situation maybe he could have gone another inning. And again, lucky that Clay Holmes was able to hold on to this when the Yankees have to settle for that not getting swept, which it's always with the Yankees. They always got to fight for that last game to not get swept. So this is not a good place for the Yankees. And overall, a 4-6 road trip, so nothing really to feel good about, nothing to feel bounced back about, and figure, we're in a new month, September, they'll turn things around. No, it's not. No, it looks like the same old team. And for the Yankees, you remember with Rizzo, he didn't play that final Angels game, and the back balking on him a little bit now. Supposedly he took an epidural. He wasn't available for this Rays series. Now, they haven't put him on the IL yet, but after the epidural, they say he was moving around, feeling a little bit better. So it seems like he's going to come back for this team and most likely be available for the Twins series when the Yankees come back home to, again, host the Twins. But, again, you're just seeing a lot of this bad stuff here with now the Benintendi injury. Good chance he's gone. Rizzo, okay, the epidural seems to work. He's feeling better right now, but this bad back issue is something that's just going to be it for the rest of the season. You have the whole DJ toe situation. Clearly, DJ LeMahieu, not saying he's terrible, but he's just not. He doesn't seem his complete self. So I'm sure that toe's bothering him there a little bit. So this Yankee offense is really in bad shape right now, and it's just to the point now we're seeing Hicks again in left field, and this Hicks having a terrible season. And Florial, all right, he's okay defensively, but we haven't seen anything with his bat that makes you feel any comfortable. And of course, he can't play Stanton too much at all in the outfield because now he's, of course, with his Achilles injury, he's able to play fine DH, but there's no chance, I don't think the Yankees are going to put him in the outfield to serve that Achilles any further. And he really hasn't done anything at all with the bat since coming back. And so, again, who knows if he's able to really plant his feet properly to take some good swings the way he does. So, this is against a Yankee team right now is really beat up, haggard. And again, other than Judge, is just completely dead right now. So, just things aren't too happy in Yankee land. And just look at some of the Yankees' offensive stats. Again, you understand this because Judge is having an MVP season, but batting average. Judge leads the team with 299 batting average. Runs. Judge leads the team in runs in 107. Home runs, of course. Judge leads the team with 53. RBIs, of course. Judge leads the team with 115. And stolen bases, okay, somebody else other than Judge. Well, actually now right now it's Judge and kind of Fleffer tied for 15 apiece there in stolen bases. So, again, Judge doing everything for this team, but it's not a good sign that no one else is hitting more than Judge in terms of batting average. Or it'd be nice to see someone have more stolen bases than a guy who's 6'7", and maybe it's good to see someone have score maybe more runs and be on base in front of Judge and have more runs to their name. But again, this team right now is all Judge right now. And you look at these 3 Tampa games. First game score 0, second game score 1, thanks to a Judge home run, and then in the third game score an entire 2 runs. And of course, one of those runs is from one swing of Aaron Judge. So this offense right now not in a good place. So we'll just gonna see, again, at some point, when are they going to wake up? And this lead from the AL East is dwindling down very rapidly. Now the Yankees have 3 more games with Tampa in September. So, those games are probably going to be pretty huge. But I mentioned before that Tampa and Toronto play each other like 8 or 9 times in September. So they could beat each other up a little bit there. That would help the Yankees. But, of course, the Yankees got to handle their own business right now. And then, again, the only good news is that, again, overall the pitching is held tight there. You're still not sure who your closer is. You're still now going to be holding your breath with Clay Holmes. But overall, the starting pitching has kept the Yankees in all these games for the most part. It's just they're getting absolutely no offense. So, as mentioned before, I'm going to kind of start a new thing called Remember When. It's going to look at some just random Yankee plays that, maybe you don't think about. It's like, oh, yeah, that guy was a Yankee. So, the first one's going to be Dale Swain. Remember, he was with the Yankees for a cup of coffee back in 1998. So, again, you probably had a Dale Swain baseball card at some point. If you grew up in the 80s, it seemed like he was this, change teams all the time. And every time I open up a pack of baseball cards, I always had a Dale Swain card. So, for some reason, it just always sticks in my head, that guy. So, that'll be the first episode coming up. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. And again, this episode as well as those special Remember When episodes, only exclusive for podcast subscribers. So smash that follow, like, subscribe button and get updated when new content comes out throughout this season and a little off season. Signing off.